It's a new beta. onto the maps as we get into our Birds of a Feather 1,000-pound tournament as presented by Be Cozy. I'm Hail Monkey Man. They decided to bring me back from across the pond, and of course I have to join my most favorite of European co-casters. It is Veggie Hot Dog. Veggie, it has been a while since you've been able to be in here with me and me with you and us together, and we get to hang out, and it's a crazy affair, an all-duelist tournament. How you feeling about it? How are you feeling, man?
I think this is the most excited I've been for a tournament before because, and I'll tell you why, as the #1 Euro fan in existence, I'm even repping the blue. It might be blue for Scotland, oh, wrong side, but it's blue for Euro today, okay? I am so excited that I'm getting to do a tournament that I'm almost guaranteed to see a Euro. If I don't, I'm just getting up and leaving. See that door? It's open and I'm walking right out mid-match. I don't care, but I'm super excited to be here. 5 duelists. It's going to be Run It Down Central, right? This is going to be crazy.
It's going to be W Key Warriors finally getting their time to shine, and all those hot duelists, insta-locks, finally getting a moment to be like, you know what? I, too, can be a hero. So, of the spread of the 7 duelists that exist in the entirety of Valorant, 5 will go out there. I think you and I were talking a bit about it when it comes to the green room and like what these, maybe the agency will come into it. But let's speak to it because we have 1,000 euros, or rather 1,000 pounds up for grabs. There's actually a specification in the title about how much of that is in euros, but it's gonna be spread 500, 300, 125, and 75 from first on down to fourth. It's a single elimination tournament until you get to that third place match, BO1s and BO3s. What do you feel like is gonna be definitely our most and maybe even least pick of just duelist for these comps?
Ooh, I think our most picked is going to be Reyna. I think.
Okay.
One, it's the most locked agent, like in terms of like solo rank play, right? So you've got your self heals, you can flash, you can dismiss. I just think not having a Reyna on your lineup for this one is kind of a bit stupid, to put it lightly. For the least picked, I mean, we have some pretty skilled players out there, right? So I was tempted to say Neon because I feel like the ceiling on a Neon player has to be pretty high, but because some of these players that I've entered are like really good, I'm going to go for ISO. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
No one wants to play in labs today.
That kind of makes sense to me. I was thinking that ISO is actually your best initiator adjacent style duelist. So because they can put up the wall, they can be able to get themselves extended life, gets the double tap put up, and also if they want to immediately turn it into a 5v4 separation, you do have that kill contract that you can bring online. So you can either die immediately or you can get an instant kill, and I feel like that could be a separation. And we did talk about pseudo controller. Jet, I think, is obviously going to be there. Cloudburst as fast as you can. Smoky CT, dying CT. But and Neon could do the same thing with their fast lane when they put up both of the walls. So it's going to come down to it. I think it's just going to be a rush down, which means these games could go really, really, really fast.
Yeah, I'm not expecting like tight 13-13s into overtime to then take it on. I'm expecting it to be like, I say that actually, I can see it being like 12-0 halves and like maybe the odd way round and then just pulling it down. It's whoever is just able to get those opening kills on your defense. I feel like attack is you're just going to be on site in seconds, and it will just come down to whoever is on that site that can just pop heads as they walk through. But interesting you bring up the Neon mob. We've also got the Phoenix wall as well with flashes on that one. So when we go into the maps, we're going to get to see what that one is. I'm excited to see what maps are going to get picked here as well. So let's see what is going on.
Yeah, and of course we want to thank over to Be Cozy. If you can put exclamation point Be Cozy or exclamation point merch in the chat, you can actually use out for any of the awesome gear that you want to be cozy in. But we will go into our first map, and of course it's gotta be Ascent.
Of course.
And you know, we were talking about maybe the least played. We're gonna be seeing ISO at minimum for this Pucks v Pure. If you see Daniel v Milkers up there, that is wrong. This is in fact Pucks versus Pure, which that, you know, maybe that's just some subtext up there. But are you surprised to see the ISO moving into Ascent for this first map?
I feel like yes, but also like no, because like you said, there's only 7 to pick from, so 5 of them have to come out at some point, right? But I'm really just surprised to see Ascent. I would have thought these players would have maybe picked up onto different maps, maybe something that's more open to just shooting it down. Like I thought maybe La Breeze would have been more a dominant map rather than Ascent, which tends to be like very defender heavy, right? So I don't know. I feel like the analysis on this one will be quite hard to break down on how it plays through, but I'm excited to see how it starts off, and a very much a banger game to start us off here.
You know, if I'm just going to lean as hard as I can into it, we've got at least one controller per side in the form of a Jet, which is going to be your precision controller. And then you've got Neon for extended control, at least defensively out of Hune. So I know it's not really that, guys, but we have what we have. There's going to be some scrappiness in exchange, rain on either side. And really, it's going to be that key differential. You do have the Yoru Neon, and you've got the ISO and the Ray. So which one presents maybe just a slight bit more sustained? Because with that Yoru, I know you're a big fan. You really can flip this map entirety around with that gate crash.
Yep. TP down early doors and pushing out to get info is going to be absolutely vital. But this time it looks like both teams just stacking across to the opposite side of the map. It is going to come down to that first gunfight. Creeper Corn picking that one up, and now Fuji kind of stuck in this cubby hole here. But the other team just choosing to avoid it. Pucks, no, they don't need to take that fight. They can just avoid it and start pushing over onto B.
Gonna be a rush down into B. They do take out one early, and that shield actually already giving massive value over to Aso. And so as Fuji gets the trade, it will be a 4v2. Using the hot hands early to just kind of put them off position, off of the swing. You do have the curveball ready to go. Jun, do they clear this corner? They in fact find a pick, and they're good for 3 into a 2v1. Jun actually having just enough a winnable position, but they really have to hit the mark, especially now they have to face off against their doppelganger and 2 duelists that just refuse to die.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. You don't have any utility. The flash comes through and the kill comes in, and Pucks pick up the first round, which is what we expect, right? Especially on attacking side. You took a gamble for the side of Pure, tried to play that force outside of A, and unfortunately for you, Pucks chose the opposite side and basically had an easy way onto site. They got the opening kill, followed that up with the second one as well, and then they were able just to get that plant down and defend from there. And especially, you've seen the fact that no one challenged straight on B. It meant that Creepercorn still had that flash available, and then when Pure's trying to get back on site, it's impossible.
And we're already vying up into sheriffs as well for Pure. If you are a duelist, even when you're looking at kind of these eco rounds, you're still going to be going for power. Pucks is going to have more of that working through this typical second round. But look how we're actually playing to a default, looking for an explosion to come out from sight. Pure didn't gamble stack, which means they're not pressuring out to try and take on some of these specters. And instead, Pucks played back, just kind of chilling for right now.
Yeah, maybe gives a little bit of information that actually Pure bought into the round. We expect on this sort of eco round for Pure that you are just going to all run down 5 classics, just try and get any damage that you can off a site. But the fact that we've held back and played a little bit slower, given that information that actually maybe there is some danger in a force buy coming into there, and then the sheriff shots follow that one up and confirm that information. So Pucks happy just to play this one a little bit slower, wait it out and see if they can get any information coming through. Obviously, there's no Sentinel to come through from, but the first kill will open up in favour of Pucks with that Outlaw, the sniper that has caused so much damage to the economy in the week. Valorant's played in total, but Aki could provide some damage into Pucks, but unfortunately not able to get the kill.
You do get the damage, and that's going to be a Nawi that's actually caught in a corner off of a wall bang from Aso, who is found by Hune. So, good looks into a 2v2. Remember, this was Pucks' buy-up, and they actually only have 13 seconds left. Just like in good duelist fashion, they're dueling to the very end. Jun was the last one left alive last time. They have an Outlaw. They're trying to march it on in, and marching orders means you got 2 bullets looking for 2 kills. They find the first, looking for the second, but Doka comes up just enough. Pucks gets a round number 2.
Yeah, absolutely huge there. But one key thing to notice was Doka was still on 150 health. So even if that Outlaw shot hits, you've still got 10 health to play with. You've got the Vandal in hand. You have to favour that situation. And you see the Vandal getting swapped across to Creepercorn here, maybe feeling like the Phoenix, especially with that ult, is going to be your entry site. And that is one that we're going to have to keep an eye on throughout this match. The Phoenix ult can come in so huge. The run it back, just able to enter site, get a few kills, and if you don't get a kill, well, it's fine. You respawn exactly where that fire came down, and your team's probably waiting behind you to keep you safe.
Greatest pressure situation would be to have the running back as well as just throwing a showstopper. Like, all right, you sniff them out. Where are they at? Let me go and use my rocket at them, and we just at least confirm 1 kill and maybe even more. Head empty with a Bucky right outside of this tree link position. I've seen a 3K here. Shout out Kazimaru a long while back, and they're looking to see if anyone leaks out of here, but. This is now Pucks. They didn't have a great bonus. All of 1 survivor. They're going to use this boombot to try and clear corners.
Yeah, using that like a Prowler or a Skydog. And now here it comes, the fast-paced entry from Creepercorn, looking with the running back. Will they find anyone? No, they do not. Pure come out on top and staying that way as they're just getting gunned down right off the start. All of a sudden, it's a 4v1. And it's Creepercorn left, and the head comes off. And what a phenomenal round for Pure. They're having to look at that. Yes, you had the gun sight in your favour, but there was a lot of utility thrown at you right at the back, and you stood your ground, knew the push was coming, had a feeling that the ult would be popped and not to give the fights away, and that's exactly what happens.
I kind of want to see that wall from the ISO get used in an opposite direction. Obviously, that's going to be a very powerful util to really kind of where you end up throwing it to, because that's one of your lone key, like, all right, I'm safe for right now for the next like 5 seconds as we kind of push our way in. Using it into tree may actually give you some better value if you can engage directly to sight, because it kind of blinds you halfway of sight. But we go into our rifle round here. The running back is now online in the opposite fashion. Here for Pure, and Aki with the tailwind up. Oh, well, that tailwind is just farted out as that one slayed away by Doka. So now Pucks finding first purchase. They're trying to see if they can bait the defense to rotating early.
Yeah, but just standing their ground, keen not to move away. No real aggression coming off of that kill suggests that maybe that isn't where it's going to be. And you've got the Reyna and the Phoenix just holding down nice and steady, playing it through the angles. Maybe not as fast a pace this game as we were expecting to come through from 5 Julius on either side, but the hit here is going to be fast and heavy. Curveball comes in, paint shells out, and Satchel activated jump on sight, but all of a sudden the ISO ult used, and the ISO ult wins, but it was on the run it back.
Oh my goodness. So they're able to get the first. And so an interesting interaction there between the two ultimates as they go online. So the kill contract doesn't come up big. But Nawi is now seeing plenty of damage. And they just completely ignore Pucks 9 over here. As that is a full and complete round number 4 for Pucks. Getting the... We already knew that the initial interaction when you have from kill contract onto the Yoru decoy just sits the decoy in there, and off of the run it back, that's tough because you're like, wow, there's not, well, okay, I got a kill, but at what cost?
I think that's probably the worst thing that they could be happening for us. So they're freaking up. We're like, actually, if I kill this person, they're just respawning and entering the site probably faster than I get to come back. So it's not ideal here. And it does see Pucks take that 3-1 lead, and now playing into this default again. Just wanting to see if there's any early aggression coming out from Pure, but Pure happy to stay back and not take anything they can do. Junjun tries to make something happen, but the rest of the team have just abandoned sight and pushing further back.
And these Phoenixes can be fairly aggressive. I mean, you saw Junjun come out, but they also still have their hot hands in their back pocket. So considering that they're like, all right, well, we can still heal up pseudo heal style. They can still dry peek into some of these situations, but it's gonna be a 5v5 rumble. Curveball all ready to go here for Pure, and Pucks. They're getting fairly well read, but this is also their advantage in this 3v1. It's going to be a hot swing right here, Veggie, as they go straight to the fray, and they're trying to use the firewall in their face. The defense in a full candy cane of lit up KDs. It's a 1v1. Aki, it's barely in the HP to account for. Oh, and they just go right underneath, and now the showstopper gets popped, but Aki finds the dub.
I mean, we were expecting chaos today. I think we have been delivered. Hand sealed, the postman has been, the dog was barking, and all of a sudden we get a round from... I don't even know what just happened. What?
I mean, it was a 5v5, like right around the corner. We throw one curveball, and then everything else exploded. The fact that that it was 9 that survived out that final fray to turn into a 1v1. I think combined, both players had maybe 50 HP together. Wow, what a duel that was.
Brings it back in though, and it does push Pucks onto this really light buy. The rounds that they have been winning, not being the strongest, but they do pick up the first kill, and Creepercorn tries the flash, but gets taken down themselves. Stops to run it back from getting any further use, but not much coming in, and now the plant coming in. 5v3 door will be broken, and Pucks need to start making their way on site. They do get one kill. The Yoru ult comes in, and that is going to give up so much information, but Aki knows the player's there and does get the kill ahead of the shorty. And there's that smoker we're talking about. The controller jet coming in useful.
Oh, but now he's able to get 3 off of the dimensional drift, and that's going to be huge. This one goes from being a very dominant position for Pucks now to dead even, but Pure, they see Nawi now dropped Creepercorn from distance, and this is planted for long, and it becomes a 1v1. Can Aki do it again? Just being the hero a moment ago, and they lay out all of Pucks to 0. They're going to be able to get this defuse off. What a gutsy play out of Pure.
A 2v1 situation at the end, both players ready to swing, and Aki takes the curveball from earlier and bats it right out of the stadium and ties this one up at 3 apiece, and has enough money to bring in an operator. However, rest of the team not really able to buy throughout this situation here either. The damage that was caused from Pucks on that round is going to put some dent in the economy, so it's a little bit of a weird buy coming in, but as I said, that operator online could be crucial.
I want to see some hot play. That's been one of the few things missing. When we have a duelist tournament, Veggie, it's about ego. Yep. We throw the cloud burst, we get the, oh, well, we don't get over the top. Okay, you know, clipping your heels on the old rock there is not going to be great, but curveball is going to force head empty to be out there. Now you have the overdrive. There's a lot of ultimates going online, and already found 2 for Goon.
One enemy remaining.
Gosh, that jet
Spike down mid.
And will fall through. And now all of a sudden, Pucks 9 left. All the utility, but no hope as Pure Hyun follows up, and Pure take the lead for the first time in this matchup.
Okay. So, suddenly a big turnaround, and of course the Neon Overdrive ultimate is a crazy pivot point, and you still have the operator in the hands of Aki, so Pure have been able to stabilize, and look at this! A sweaty duelist-only tournament gets a timeout. What do you even talk about? They just got, I mean, this is obviously boiled down to the actual engagement piece, but like, Pucks, they deem it worthy and necessary for this BO1. They're like, whoa, let's slow things down, guys.
Yeah, slowing it right down, maybe think about how they can play it, but also, like, I think they've been playing it really slowly, right? So maybe the call isn't to slow it down, maybe it's to push it forward and actually go faster. Like, they've been trying these default hits, trying to play for some, like, aggression from Pure, but Pure are happy just to sit back. They have the op online now, so that default situation might not play into their advantage, especially if you're going to dry peek round into a corner. I think the answer to this is just explode onto site. Like, you have no sentinel to hold it down, you have no controller to stop you really entering. Just go for it. Get on site, satchel on, dash on, Phoenix flash out. As you've spoke about, the ISO wall that can push forward can act as a barrier to get you there. I think it is just more about injecting some more pace and starting to really take this one to Pure.
I mean, whenever we get to see kind of like even higher level play, non-duelist only type of stuff from VCT level, you see big set plays come away from, all right, what is our most lethal ultimate? Obviously, Showstopper exists on the side of Pucks, and the overdrive we just saw evidence of for Pure. So if you have to weaponize those, then you have to prioritize it. They're going to press out from B main, and look how deep this is actually positioned. That spike in a 3v2 split as they're trying to go default, but also receiving. Creepercorn is all the way back there, and this is a heavy gun round for the side of Pure. Look how deep Hyun is all the way in. They use that fast lane, but they give up the rifle. That's 2 huge picks.
It is. The rifle still being guarded here from Fuji though, so you do not want to give that one away. The opponents on Pucks will try and claim it, but it's just going to be guarded. Fuji picking up another one on head empty. Head's definitely empty now as it's scattered all over the ground. And Junjun trying to take this fight in mid, but Doka wins it, and now Fuji is going to have to do more again to try and
spike down B.
Falling.
Last player standing.
This is close. One monkey man.
It's getting closer, and they have a chance to actually get on the site. Fuji, the door is not down, and they're actually going to have that engaged. They will give themselves away from Marketplace, and this becomes a sustained position. Reyna v. Reyna. And yet Fuji ignores that main interaction, hiding behind mid-box. Do they expect that Fuji's already pressed up? Oh, with the tiniest bit of pixel! Fuji finds 4!
Yeah, Fuji's pulled out the camera there, took a snapshot of that one and said, this is my map. 5-3 to the advantage, 2 rounds for Pure, and the Fuji really strong and dominant on that one. And gets the Empress online as well, but not too sure how useful that ult will be coming into here. But Pure's aggression was matched a little bit by Pucks there. So we get to see, I mean, the timeout not really coming in too fruitful yet, but now all guns online and head empty, also picking up that operator.
There was also kind of a thrifty notion to it. That one was almost punished completely by the deep insertion whenever their Neon from the side of Pure went all the way up into top mid. And, oh, it was an op duel. Jun. Look, just a little bit faster. This one could end up being a collat depending on the swing. Yoon basically has a Rainbow Six Siege angle. Oh, and they pop straight back into it.
Yeah, you're not expecting your opponents to have double ops coming in, and it does pay favour for Pure as they keep this one coming on. It's only when they're down to keep a corner stunned up. They're feeling a little bit confident now, and it could be paying backwards, but Aki there to recover that one and stop that getting from a little bit out of control. I like the style on them. You spoke about Eagle before, and that is definitely what was coming in there. Knew the stun was up, tried to get the shorty kill, and then Fuji was just dancing around trying to cause a bit of chaos and dies to the flaming wall.
That's the first time in a long time, Veggie, that I've seen anyone die to the firewall.
Yeah, for real.
Everyone looking for a knife kill as they just serve as distraction for the ultimate Aki finisher. So kill contract does go online. Hyun is going to be caught into it. Also typically goes straight to their own walls, and that's going to find a massive first pick. Could open things up to especially get to B, and it looks like that side is now free.
One holding there is huge, and now we finally get to see what Puxy's post plant is like. If they can get the plant down, we go for it. We see they run it back, invested in Card looking to come back as well, and it is on site. Showstopper doesn't find anything, but the site's been covered. The fight's now being taken, and Unicorn has a lot to do, stuck back in a angle, and it will be taken out. The 2v3 in the favour of Pucks still. Flash comes up, the player on site dies, and now it's all that the retake the Pucks can. They get it spike tap, the sprays coming through, trying to force anything through, but now we on the spike, can they stick to halfway? They're sticking the whole way. It's not going to be expected. They get the result, and oh, it's all but over Pucks. They did not expect the throws to stick there.
I thought they would at least walk it up from stairs. Yep. I know you're blind spraying through that wall, but go the stairs, my man. Come on. Well, okay. Well, Pure, they've strung together 6 in a row. At one point, this was 3-1, and Pucks is just left scratching their heads. Sure, they finish off Nawi at the end there, but that's just a consolation prize. And they're like, wow, all right, well, best laid plans and all the things that come after. Are they going to rush it down here mid? Yeah, we're rushing down mid.
Absolutely, they get the ultimate get the information. Ato was just there to hold that one down. Not me, but you cannot outgun me. But Sinjun and Fuji holding that one together to take out a triple and only leave 2 left alive. The possession's knowing the hot hands down, just
last player standing.
Taken, and Fuji catches head empty, trying to get a late lurk up, and now it's all down to Doka. A 1 versus 3, some low health on the Phoenix, but will swing into Fuji, and Fuji stays strong once again to take Pure to 8.
Last round.
Yeah, we talk about taking over map control and stealing mid like that, especially because you can cut it into thirds, especially with that fast lane off of the Neon. And then when you divide and conquer and you find extra intel off the dimensional drift, that makes it so much easier off of that engage into tiles. So job well done by Pure. They've strung together 7 looking maybe for an 8th to put it at a 9-3, which at this point, with all the momentum they've got, nowhere near a curse, and it's been forced buy-ups for a long time for Pucks, which means we still have a lot of eco advantage here for Pure.
I was really hoping that wasn't a fake clone. I was like, please, just wish that we're yet to see one coming in. And what we do see is Aki picking up that first kill on Doka. Pucks falling once again. Not often having a first blood against them, but this time into that disadvantage straight away. And Pucks just kept into their own spawn here, really pushed right out. Pure happy to take all the control possible. Will get flashed and still down for 2 kills coming in, and a third looking for the fourth back online, and Gunjun so confident pushing straight into Asshole, 9-3, but
switching sides
is only for Pucks to fall through with.
Oh no, audio glitch right in the middle of it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, good. It's gone.
The running back.
Oh, good. Look, the running back was just so powerful. They stepped straight in and got 4. And the way, you know, your Scottish accent hits when you talk about Jun, it sounds like the dun-dun from Law & Order. So maybe the gavel will be brought down here by Pure as they find defense. And I feel like you're really going to have to measure up where your ISO goes. They could steal space. They could deny it for at least some early engagements. And this is going to be a 4-1 split. They're daring them to try to go to A.
Yeah, you see the pings coming through, though. Both teams identifying mid, so I think we could be about to see this battle that we've seen over the last 2 rounds got reversed, but instead Pure taking space, but Pucks are away, all it coming in, and does get the first kill. Double tap down line, giving you that extra shield, and it's all about this flash. He does get dodged.
Spike down mid. One enemy remains. Flawless.
Bad and through the Goose coming out on top and win a must-needed pistol.
Aki hit every brick on the wall around the agents. Full-on silhouette. They were painting a mural in bullets. But you know what? A great defensive position. I honestly thought it was curtains for Aso as they really pressed up in the market when they lost that shield, and then everything turned completely against Pure. So, you know, they stand their ground, and it's still the same split situation as they go for Sheriff. So not really a save, more of a light by force up. But that's what we got to see in the second round of that entire first half. Now they will test the waters in their own 4-1 split.
Yep, no one quite over by 8. Dash for entry, the Neon is out, and all of a sudden, sight belongs to Pure. One falls Aki, trying to find something over onto B, doesn't quite happen, and can now someone to do, but you don't have the answer. Or at one Asho gets another in this round, capitulating for Pure, but Fuji has one answer to get ahead of Asho. Can they find any more answers?
Last player standing.
Oh, the quad swing is not the way to go. Not my preferred way to die. Jun trying to land anything from distance, and that firewall is actually very difficult to see through. Good retake by Pucks. They take the first couple of rounds. It is starting to look very familiar here, Veggie, as they now have Pure that will go onto their rifle buy-up, but this will be a much healthier bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm thinking what came through from the first half, we've seen Pucks take the advantage early on as well, and then Pure have kind of found their way back into it. And I think for Pucks, they need to make sure that that doesn't happen at this time. Like you said, they have the healthy bonus. They can stop Pure getting any momentum and really start to snowball the rest of the rounds coming through.
9-5. Pure. Tons of momentum before, and whew, that one from downtown Kobe with the hot hands. May they rest in peace. Over into A. This has still been the 4-1 kind of split here for Pucks. And they've really found value of just playing for life and just swinging together. And they take over site. So now this is going to be quite the fist fight. See what Creeper Corn will be engaging with. It doesn't see anything in heaven, so that's good initial intel. But look how they've retreated all the way back. They're expecting this flank.
Yeah, they're willing and prepared. And I really do prefer these attacks coming from Pure, just themselves.
Oh,
and then they can just push back like that. You're not going to take the flank, you're just going to go through garden. Nah, worries are falling down. Never mind. Bye-bye. Take this into the advantage. The early gun coming in, drop, super con, down. The will eventually come through, but
one enemy remaining.
To get through. of a sudden it's all down to one, and Pure get themselves back on. 4 left alive. Only 2 shields have to be brought back in. That is a fantastic round for Valorant for Pure.
I don't know what it is. That okay, cool. All right. I think ISO, there's so much util popped at the same time. It just breaks the game into that moment. But all right, so we have now a reflection of our beginnings, and this is only 3 rounds away for elimination for Pucks and Pure, trying to run it completely out. We go into what is a pivot point rifle round, only light shields to vie up into this buy for Pucks. What a punch up by Empty.
Yeah, like that drop. Stop the door as well so that you can get away safely. You don't have to be taken away. But it does stop you away back on time. So it is one you have to think about is how you need to break it. But it's getting closed regardless. And now it's all about how Pure is trying to take the fight. The Puck's more than ready for that flash coming up. The hot hands. Going to stop anyone coming through, and Fuji
last player standing.
Puck's 9 forces us down to a 1 versus 1.
It was looking pretty rough for Creeperborn for a little bit because they had actually flashed the entirety of their squad, and that's why they couldn't engage them immediately from heaven. But everyone is good for at minimum 1, and that's a great re-engagement. It's the same thing. Are we just copy pasting? Does that mean we're gonna go on a streak and Pure's gonna close this out? What's happening here?
It could be just producer got lazy, only done 1/2, and just Control C, Control V as we go along. But listen, it could be. I think the one thing that we've noticed with Valorant just now is how snowbally the game can be, and it's down really to Pucks to take that snowball and turn it into their own advantage, right? If they can be the ones to start taking some map control and harvesting some ult orbs to get some of those, like the showstopper, get that online as soon as possible, to deny entry for a little bit. The Boombot is going to give loads of information, so they know A-Orb isn't free, but
joke's over! You're dead!
Comes down, activated, and will find one and will go hunting for more, and Creeperborn might not be ready. It's prepared to push in, but they get some damage, but not the kill.
Spike planted.
So just enough to be able to heal up. You do with that firewall, and you can find it. But they plant very quickly as that pressure came in from the running back, so that is planted from long. And mid-sight, Fuji's gonna hold it down from out in the open, and that's some just good single taps to be able to get rid of head empty. Also, can at least isolate one. They get rid of Hune. So off the double tap, they're gonna come in very, very strong. And so this should be at least winnable. They put out the wall. That's going to give them just enough time to be able to get to half with the firewall up online. Also finds another. Fuji does the same, and Aki now for Pure. They send themselves 2 away. That just came down to individual gunplay.
Yeah, this is the problem with ISO right there at the end. They pick up 1 kill, and as Aki swings, you see that the ISO's trying to get that orb that's up there to give them the double tap to make them stronger. But as that's been taken, Aki's able to swing and get the kill, so then it doesn't matter. This is where I feel like the agent's lacking a little bit in that sense. The timing was absolutely perfect from the swing from Aki to make sure that the advantage was still very much in their favour. And now, like you said, 2 away, Pure with the big buy, going to fancy themselves to get on as well. Fast pace comes in as well. He's stopped by the hot hands. A kill coming in, but it's not enough as now Pure are on 6, ready to start flatting down, and Aki hunting for blood.
Right click of the classic, and then the hot hands after it. Oh boy, having to swing into 3, and yet the dismiss is able to pay off Jun and Fuji clearing them out. There is a whole pile of players there, and now it's a whole pile of bodies. Pure 1 off from moving on.
Yeah, 1 off. It's expected there, right? You see the poor buy coming in, and now Pucks have it all to do. There's 6 chances left for them to get back in. 6 chances for Pure to win. Can they take them, or are Pucks able to stop this from finishing? Fight for their lives in this tournament and keep their dreams alive as the Instalock duelists fight to show why they are the best.
Throw out the layer, use the dimensional drift, and now they actually have the showstopper online. Lion is trying to get value out of it, but it's Fuji that gets him instead. This is non-stop action, and an all duelist tournament, sure. Basically Call of Duty in real time, but as they take on this 2v2, You have one dropped here for Pucks. The pivotal round, they do have the running back available. The double tap is also wants to be able to get that shield. Look at this in deep insurgency. They're hunting down players on either side. You have the Judge, but head empty is able to get one, and Fuji drops as well.
It's a lovely position to Capricorn. Maybe not quite expected, but the flash playing off will give away the position as the ISO comes through. This could be everything you have.
My pot of
Flash to as well, baits it a little bit and does swing out.
Take this! I'm out of here!
The site now being descended on. How a little bit of sick
Take
movement. This is tough. It's not looking good. This BB2 comes in.
One enemy remaining.
Played when Junjun and the final kill comes in.
Attackers win.
Easy mate bombs come through and pure 13-6, our first victors of the day.
Wiggle, tap, and that's going to be the footwork that finds them lacking. 13-6 for Pure. They run it out, run it down, and run it into the next round. Congratulations to Pure as they'll be moving on. Pucks, kudos. It was a tough battle. Duels only is kind of a crazy composition, and we'll be seeing this one move forward in just a little bit. But we're going to go into our next matchup. Final thoughts before we move on, Veggie. Is this serving up the Duelist only style that you thought we would be able to see?
Yeah, the second half for sure. The first half kind of took me a little bit by shock, to be honest. Playing both teams kind of just happy to sit back on that first half, and in the second half we've seen Pure just taking it a whole lot faster, which is what I was expecting to come through, and I'm fully expecting that to be further in the next series that we get to see. But I'm interested to see what map choices come through as well. I'm hoping for a day not just full of ascents, so I'm excited for match number 2.
Well, we're going to match number 2 in here in just a moment. Make sure to use !merch or !be cozy in the chat to get yourselves a chance using ITB10 for 10% off something cozy to wear. So get into it, have some fun, and of course we'll be back in just a little bit with more of our Birds of a Feather 1K tournament as presented by Be Cozy. We'll see you in just a little bit.